Hey everyone, welcome back to the archives. I'm your host, the Gamer Knight, and we're here again with another playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima. Without further ado, let's proceed. First off, I want to say I hope everyone's week is going well. There are a lot of stories to cover that have, of course, been transpiring in the entertainment industry. First and foremost being the Super Bowl. All in all, the halftime show, I loved it. Bad Bunny was phenomenal. And although his review was not critically well received, according to, of course, President Trump and Jake Paul and Logan. Actually, no, Logan Paul loved it. Jake Paul wasn't a fan. But, everyone has their opinions. I say personally, I enjoyed it. Although I can say I can enjoy it better than the TV spots from the Super Bowl, like the Toy Story 5 teaser, which was very disappointing, along with the Mandalorian Grogu teaser. I was kind of expecting more of like, yeah, a little bit more to expect for what's to be upcoming in 2026. As you compare that to previous Super Bowl commercials that have shown off movies or funny gimmicks and whatnot. But what's done is done. We just hope that we get a official teaser for Mandalorian Grogu and Toy Story 5. Because I'm getting sick and tired of looking at those AI deep fake trailers for them. I'm like, yeek. To be honest, sometimes the deep fake AI generated stuff can be quite an eyesore. I say that because sometimes it's like, it's not the real thing, and I prefer the real thing. Let's see. Let's see if I can hit that guy from here. Ah, crap. Too far. Screw it. Got that with him. Not before. Yeah, let them kill each other. Oh, really? Okay. Ooh. Right. They don't count. And that's the end. Now I want to dive into another story that has dropped me like a stone, a God of War related news topic. It's in regards to the casting. We have our official new member to the show. His name is Callum Vincent. He'll be taking the role as Atreus in God of War, the live-action TV series. Although I can say personally, I'm very excited, and I say it's a very interesting choice to have him play, because obviously he's the right age to play Atreus. Because when God of War started, well, the official journey starting point, he was around like 10, 11, before the events of course, the sequel, God of War Ragnarok. But I say, let's just hope he does the character justice. That's all I have to say. In terms of the kid getting the role, congratulations. Let's just hope you can do him some justice. And also, I want to discuss further with God of War. With, of course, God of War, the TV show, having the timeline set around, of course, the time of the Norse mythology, there's the matter that has to be discussed. What kind of narrative direction will they take in terms of, like, promoting him on the show? Because Kratos is actually from Greece, and his, well, let's just say his history was not pretty. It's not pretty. Oh, let's deal with these guys quick. Run or fight? Up to you. And that's the end. Now I want to jump back to, of course, what I mentioned in regards to the God of War series. What kind of narrative direction it's going to take. I mean, they are going to follow the game's story to the letter. But I am only concerned is if they're going to possibly cast a younger Kratos to do some, you know, some flashback moments of Kratos in his prime before, of course, arriving in Midgard, where he would, of course, become a husband and a father, try to start a new life. But that we'll have to find out when they start filming, and when they officially cast some new members, which also including the Greek mythology, but also more of the Norse mythology, because there are still a large number of characters that still need to be filled in terms of the Norse mythology. But we'll get into that later, in the later seasons, hopefully when we get it renewed, if it goes well in terms of like being shown off in 2027. But let's move on to one more, and it's the big one. The PlayStation State of Play on February 12th, 2026, this Thursday. It's actually going to be pretty big. According to the official PlayStation blog website, officially PlayStation has announced that they'll be doing a State of Play this Thursday around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the State of Play, of course, will have about an hour plus minutes of gameplay, announcements, teasers. Oh, we're in a base. Okay, why is he here? Isn't he a prisoner? Okay. What the? Why couldn't I slaughter him? Oh. Who's commanding the watcher? Oh crap. Crap, the guy must be up top. Oh wait, worse. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, this guy's really pissing me off. Really? Join him in death. Okay, that was stupid. I don't know why. Anyone else? You won't live to tell the tale, because my work was sloppy. But, got the job done. Now, I want to jump back to the whole PlayStation State of Play that is going to be dropping this Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as I said before. It's going to be covering around 60 minutes of gameplay and announcements from developers, third-party studios, and of course, possibly first-party studios from all around the globe that are both, of course, worked with PlayStation before and the past. It's gonna be pretty big because the last time we had an official like hour-long segment of PlayStation announcements was 2023, and that was when we officially had Spider-Man 2 make its debut, and it was, of course, one of the last great moments in a, you know, larger standpoint for a video game and platform. But all in all, some of the state of plays, of course, actually most of the state of plays last around like roughly 20 to 30 minutes, but this is a very big one according to many streamers, influencers, and of course latest from analysts as well as content creators and gaming articles. Now I want to jump back, according to which they all are like saying that this will be a very big deal. I mean, this is honestly a perfect time because, as I mentioned on my episodes before, that PlayStation is actually going to be planning on extending the life cycle for the PlayStation 5, considering all the RAM shortages, the GPU shortages. Everyone's having a shortage on everything. Everything's too damn expensive. But luckily, we don't really need a PlayStation 6. This will be a good time for Sony to actually expand more into the IPs that they can actually promote on their platform. Alright, let's deal with you. And that's the end. Alright, now back to the village. Liberating it, of course. Now I want to jump back to what I was saying. In regards to the predictions, I want to jump into the fact that, well, this is actually going to be a very big deal, and a lot of articles are kind of pushing toward many predictions that will be dropping. Like, will we see Wolverine drop this drop? But I would say don't get your hopes up on seeing gameplay from Marvel's Wolverine. I mean, yeah, of course, Liam McIntyre's birthday was a few days ago, but it wouldn't make sense to have the entire, like, gameplay set around him with, like, an extra trailer or whatnot. But, if anything, they'll just give us an official release date, because latest on rumors and leaks have suggested that the Wolverine, of course, release date will be set around September? Which is a very... Oh. Okay, screw stealth. Not my best. Okay. Deal with him. Wait for the leader to show up, then I take him. Now, as I was saying before, in terms of... Oh, we'll just deal with these guys real quick. Man, they were blissfully unaware. Well, now for the last one. Let's make it fun. Because sometimes taking down those guys can be a little bit hectic. If they don't spot you. I mean, if they do spot you, then it becomes a problem. And there goes you. Okay, what the hell? Like I said, this game can have a lot of bugs. Where's the last one? Oh. Crap. Okay. And you're the last. Is that it? And that's that. Aw, I'm trying to get away. Later. Now, as I was saying in regards to the whole state of play that's going to be going on, according to latest articles from Pushware, people are suggesting that we'll be getting, like, more updates from certain games that are going to be dropping this year, including 007 First Light, which I say it makes sense because it did get delayed to April instead of having it being dropped in March. But maybe it's in regards to the whole conflict in scheduling, I don't know. Maybe they had a bad reception with the first gameplay last year. I couldn't tell, but it looked interesting. But I do want to jump back to what I was saying in regards to the predictions. Everyone is saying in regards to this, we'll be getting more updates from third-party studios, including Devil May Cry 6. Oh, went the wrong direction. You know what? I'll save you guys the trouble. We'll just fast travel, and we'll continue the rest of our story. Now, as I was saying, in regards to the whole predictions for the state of play, includes updates possibly in Devil May Cry, Onimusha, The Way of the Sword for PlayStation 5 we might get the release date, and of course the possible update in regards to Naughty Dog's latest title, that is not Last of Us Part 3 at the moment. But Last of Us Part 3 could be expected to release in, well, you know. Crap. There we go. And that's the last.
ありがとうございます。
安全なところへ抜かれてないぞ。
お役に立つと良いのですが。
Oh. I want to speak also one more thing in relation to God of War, and it's not related to the God of War TV show. No. It's going to be related to the state of play that, of course, God of War will make a, like, 2D 3-style game. I mean, 2D style game. Kind of similar to Ori the Will of the Wisp, or... what was the last one? Oh yeah, Hollow Knights. Kind of similar to the like, I mean, they're just, oh my goodness, I meant to say, the next God of War spin-off title is going to be set in Greece, and supposedly it'll be in the gameplay style of Hollow Knights, or more notably, Ori the Will of the Wisp. But we'll find out come February 12th in terms of predictions, but here's what I hope in terms of, like, what to expect from the state of play that's going to be like 60 hours. It better, it better knock my socks off. Because I have been wanting PlayStation to really, really put the effort into the PlayStation 5. And with everything that has transpired in terms of like technology and advancement for the PlayStation 6. Oh crap. Didn't realize that was a clip there. There. But, well, I'll just say the latest stories have been very... What the... Is that a catapult? Oh my god. They're attacking a village. Not on my watch. Uh-uh. Nice try. Oh, you dirty. You, get him back here. Alright. Now I'll let one live to tell the tale. Alright. Village is saved. Now, as I was saying in regards to the whole state of play, other than, of course, the games and announcements from many developers, here's what I still kind of hope for. I also want to mention one more thing that's in regards to the predictions for the PlayStation State of Play, which is being mentioned by Push Square. Supposedly, there is going to be a hardware update. And I say hardware in terms of like a gaming handheld. So, this is one of the rumors that has been circulating over the past few weeks, and that is the whole PlayStation Portal handheld OLED, which is supposedly going to be the next gaming handheld by Sony that will give the players to actually play their games on the go, but not having to be connected to a console. Like, you don't have to like stream your gameplay through a handheld. You can actually... Oh, not on my watch. Alright. Screw it. Do it the old-fashioned way. Man, those guys are unaware. Now, back to what I was saying with the whole state of play. My predictions and hopes, I wish that we get to see more first-party exclusives. I've been hearing across the internet that there have been a number of possible PlayStation 2, 3, and of course original PlayStation exclusive studios are about to make their debut again. Sorry, when I try to focus on gameplay, it's hard to, like, me. I always like to focus on my gameplay, give you guys the best in terms of, like, you know, this game has to offer. And that's 3. Now, as I was saying in terms of hopes for the PlayStation State of Play, definitely, as I've mentioned, they really need to really wow me this year. I really want PlayStation to utilize all the assets that they have from the PlayStation 5 and really, really give us our money's worth in terms of like the PlayStation 5 Pro, because I own the PlayStation 5 Pro and I really want to, of course, really utilize it to its full potential with many games for years to come. And I want to say personally, they should have the following, because I heard this one rumor from both social media and of course many various sources that there might be a SOCOM remake or reboot. It's been so long since we had a SOCOM game, and I'm talking about it since it was on the PlayStation 3. That was the last installment that they had. It was SOCOM 4. It was a third-person shooter, tactical based video game that, of course, rivaled. Actually, it was way better than some of the military third-person shooters that we have in today's video game world. I'm talking about it was way better than Ghost Recon, way better than Spec Ops. Actually, no. Spec Ops line, it really tested me in terms of like the game's psychological advancement. And let me just take that. See you, birdie. Oh man, these guys are everywhere. Let me just. Oh crap. Slow. It's a full house. Oops. Oh, you dirty dog. You are getting very annoying. There we go. Swear. Do I have to keep on dragging them all here? Alright. Okay, this game has a lot of bugs sometimes on PC, but playable nonetheless. Now, I'll jump back to my hopes for the PlayStation State of Play as soon as I deal with these guys. Oh crap. And voila. I call that makeup from my F-up. Sorry, Pooch. Actually, no. What the? Oh, that. What are you shooting at? Like I said, this game does have bugs. But, all in all, got the job done. Now, let's, of course, continue that I mentioned before. In terms of the PlayStation Showcase, what I hope to see, but I know that these games may not actually make a comeback. SOCOM, I hope, because I've been hearing a lot of rumors, and I really hope that we get to see it become a more grounded tactical shooter, like pretty much a remake, similar to like a Zero Dark 30 kind of style gameplay. But That's just me. But there is also hoping for another set of titles that, of course, need to get out of being dormant for so long for PlayStation exclusives. I'm talking about Sly Cooper, and they are, of course, their main publisher is, of course, Sucker Punch Productions, and that is this game, and that is the publisher for this game. And of course, since it's been going so well in terms of like sales, I speak because it's true. Because Ghost of Yotei, the latest game in the sort of Ghost spin-off series that we have going on right now, has exceeded sales in terms of like, digital and physical sales, and it has actually rivaled Go and it has actually rivaled Ghost of Tsushima when it dropped. Very big. 1 second. There are a lot of guys. I'm gonna get spotted anyway if I kill them all. Or... that. Oh, you dirty. Why is it always the shield guys? Why is it always the shield guys that don't want to run? Actually, I got a better idea. Oh. Kill him. Next. Now that's a makeup for my F-up. Anyone else? Oh. Really? Where do you think you're going? An arrow right up the battery. Now, I like to jump back to what I was saying in regards to the whole Ghost of Tsushima doing so well in sales and the hope that we get to see Sly Cooper at the State of Play. I mean, I know that Sly Cooper was actually in the cards for Sucker Punch after Ghost of Yotei's success. And of course, as I mentioned before, Ghost of Yotei has actually exceeded Ghost of Tsushima's sales that they had at launch. And it is actually proven so well that Sony really knows, Sony studios, including Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica Studios, really know how to appease players to really immerse themselves into video games as you compare to Xbox. I'm saying that because it's true, because Xbox has been kind of like fumbling, and I've been hearing rumors that there's supposedly going to be an update in terms of like Game Pass's restructuring, and it's not going to go well in terms of hardware and software sales. And latest in reports from Gaming Radar have actually suggested Xbox is actually facing some minor issues in regards to its, well, handheld. If you look back in 4 months since the Xbox Asus handheld ROG Ally has been released, there have been actually $1,000 refunds and of course repairs being made to the handheld, since it's now becoming a nuisance in terms of like, oh, let's just do these. one lives.
あテンゲルメ
I think the last. I think the last one I'll let them live. Let them know that the ghost wields the eternal flame. Now, I want to jump back to the whole ghost. I mean, the whole Sly Cooper hopes that we get to see it drop at the state of play. Now, in terms of it actually dropping, the last installment for the PlayStation for Sly Cooper was around 2014, which was the last PlayStation 3 title before, of course, the PlayStation 4 had of course, the 8th generation console. But we'll jump back as soon as we save this hostage. Sorry, Coach.
逃がしてやる
ありがとう。
行け達者でな
どうぞこちらをお受け取りください。
This is what I also hope to see in terms of like Sly Cooper making a return. The last installment was actually not made by Sucker Punch, believe it or not. Sucker Punch actually licensed out Sly Cooper to a third-party studio that was owned by Sony. Then later down the line, I think it was Monkey Games. That was what it was. Yes, Monkey Games. It was a studio that actually focused on remaking various PlayStation games in the past, including Sly Cooper 1, 2, and 3, and of course, they made the spin-off title Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, which was the last PlayStation Sly Cooper spin-off that we had, before, of course, fading into obscurity. And here's my concern. What if they actually licensed it out to one indie studio that has actually managed to become a Game of the Year winner, and that is Ember Labs. For all those who do not know who Ember Labs is, it's mainly a small indie video game company that has, of course, specialized in making indie games, as I had mentioned before. Blah. But the main title that they had, and it was the one that won the Game of the Year in 2021, and that is Kena Bridge of Spirit. It was one of the most phenomenal games I have ever played, and to this day, I still play it time and time again, non-stop. I'm going to actually be showing it off to my nephew when he's around that age. It's the best game ever. It's kind of like you're simulating through a Pixar film. That's how much I can describe it. And here's the best part. It's one for all of it. It's basically one for all ages for years to come. It's meant to reach out for all the demographic in terms of like, young kids, guys who want to like really immerse themselves into a great story, or of course they just want to really, really see how graphically amazing the game is. Now let's deal with this. That's two. Down. Okay, one more. Oh. Death from above. Oh.
待たせてしまったな
この命すっかり諦めておりました。
道中気をつけよ
Which, speaking of Kena Bridge of Spirit, I hope we get to see another spin-off title of Kena Bridge of Spirit, because I'm not gonna lie, that game really, really knows how to be very immersive and also be obviously one of the best games for all for all ages. I'm like, oh my god, come on. I cannot deny how amazing that game is, but for them to actually make another one, it's gonna take some time. But here's what I also like to hope. I like to see Naughty Dog make its new debut on one of its other titles, and that is, of course, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. And I hope to see it make its debut sometime this year, because I already know it's going to be like a 2027 release, and we already know the PlayStation 5 is getting an extension in terms of its life cycle. So this would be a good opportunity to make some like updates. Or in the other sense, I know we're not going to be getting like a Last of Us Part 3 as of at the moment, but if they make the announcement for Last of Us Part 3, that would be pretty decent. Are you serious? Where is he going? Oh, I hate it when they do that. It's hard to tell because whenever they like put out their shield and their sword, I mean the red indicator, yeah, it's there, but it's hard to tell sometimes when you like progress this far in the game. What enemies are there now? The only ones I see are the dogs. Oh, now you want me saved.
逃がしてやる。
このご恩は忘れません。
さあ、早く逃げよう。
Also, I know that Insomniac may actually make an announcement for not only Wolverine's like official release date, but I do want to say personally, in terms of, well, Insomniac's debut at the State of Play, most likely here's what I'm going to be expecting: a possible update in maybe a Ratchet and Clank game, but I will say that's pretty much a stretch, considering that, well, let's face it, Insomniac's basically been carrying the PlayStation 5. If you look at it sorry, had a big dinner. My concern is the whole PlayStation 5, like, saying that Insomniac has actually carried the platform if you look at it from recent years in terms of, like, big exclusives for the platform that include Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man Remastered, Spider-Man 2, and... Okay, I think that's dealt with them. Oh, wait, one more. Man, he is all alone. See ya.
動くな。
祈りが通じたようです。
行け、達者でな。
Now, as I was saying before, with Insomniac carrying the PlayStation 5 itself, I'm talking about, yes, because of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man Remastered, Spider-Man 2, and now, more recently, what's going to be upcoming is, of course, Marvel's Wolverine. So expect just a release date. Just an official announcement for the release date and when you can pre-order the game. That's all I can say. But I will kind of hope to see if there's going to be like any other announcements for Insomniac, like a Venom spin-off, like a Venom game that I've been hearing. It's been rumored for like for like 3 years now that Venom may actually get its own spin-off title with characters featuring Eddie Brock. But I mean, I would not mind that, because it would focus on like a sort of spin-off title that was kind of like small, easy to complete, kind of like Spider-Man Miles Morales was. It was easy to complete, and I was able to get it done within 2 to 3 days. when I got it at launch. And of course, I do want to discuss one major thing with Insomniac, of course. There is the possibility that we might actually get Venom to feature Eddie Brock, which I've already mentioned, and also Carnage. That's been in circulation for a large, for about a couple years now. Since Spider-Man 2's game was like, of course, they mentioned it in the game. Now, is that everybody? Now, while we find the last hostage, I want to, of course, cover additional set of like my hopes I want to see, but I definitely know they're not coming. I mean, I definitely know Bloodborne isn't coming. That's a fact because everyone has been wanting Bloodborne, like a Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne remake. For those who don't know what Bloodborne is, it's one of those like Dark Souls games that was, of course, an RPG that was like really, really dark and gruesome, kind of like a Transylvanian kind of style of like Dark Souls game from Software. I mean, personally, I say it was like pretty good, and boy, that game really, really ridicules the crap out of you if you don't, if you die. It's like, nauseating. But I would say here's what I kind of hope in terms of like other exclusive studios to make its debut. One is Knack, which is one game I mentioned before, where a individual created from relics in a dystopian human society is, of course, going to be making its has been like, of course, been named a hero in this dystopian world. For all of you who look up Knack, will know what I'm talking about. It's one of PlayStation 4's exclusives. Anyone else? Man, they're unaware. Ooh.
おい、うどんくおい、うどんく口張った。
And one more. Oh yeah, I do want to mention one more thing that's been predicted, that we'll be getting more PlayStation exclusive, that we're getting more Xbox exclusives dropped on PS5. I mean, it makes sense because if you look at recent months, I'm talking about dating back to the whole August 2025, when we had, of course, the console wars being dubbed over by, of course, the, well, Helldivers 2 becoming multi-platform and Gears of War becoming multi-platform. And I mentioned this in my announcement when I started my podcast, that all that time and effort that Xbox has made toward Gears of War, and you're telling me that you could have only, like, give us a remake of a remake, and which I find, okay, don't get me wrong, the game actually plays pretty well in terms of like graphical performance, but it's basically just a copy and paste version of Gears of War Ultimate Edition from Xbox One. Now, I want to jump back to what was mentioned in regards to, well, the whole PlayStation hopes and wants. I hoped that we also get to see like Jack and Daxter make its debut, a comeback from Naughty Dog or an Uncharted 5, but I definitely know Naughty Dog, they're going to be focusing all their efforts on like probably one or two games at a time. But it's going to be hard to see if they're ever going to go back to it. I mean, they did have it in the cards, it's just they're not sure if they want to actually go back to it. Well, considering they've been like more grounded, a more realistic kind of game with a hint of sci-fi and fantasy. I say that because we had Last of Us, and that one, woof, boy, to this day that game still hits me hard. Even watching the show, it becomes a little bit difficult to watch. Because for me personally, I say in terms of difficult to watch because of like, well, I've seen the second season, only the first few episodes, and boy, I still find myself traumatized by just watching Joel. But, as I said before, we will not know, but I hope to see it make its debut. But here's another thing I kind of want to hope or expect. I mean, even though, yes, Last of Us Season 3 is going to be making its... like, you know, final... It's a final game. Sorry, I just try to focus on trying to, like, see what other places to visit, because I want to, of course, give you guys the best rundown in terms of, like, you know, best gameplay, and, of course, give you guys... Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me fast travel, but totally weird. There's no combat, but, well, just ride. Yeah, just take the scenic. So, as I was saying, in terms of the whole hopes and dreams for the PlayStation 5's exclusives to drop, I had mentioned Jak and Daxter. Of course, I mentioned an additional title, which was Uncharted, like an Uncharted 5 that focuses around Nathan Drake's daughter, Cassie. Which I would definitely love to see, or furthermore, they could actually do like a duo style, like a co-op style game for Uncharted. Like, say for example, you do one part as Cassie Drake, and then the second half you could focus around Chloe Fraser. But Claudia Black, who is the actress for, well, Chloe Fraser, that option might be a little bit laxed, or hard to sell, because one, she's already been focusing on multiple projects. Can't rest the hostage, but I can do this. Last one. Anyone else? Bad move. Now,
動くな。
ありがとうございました。
道中気をつけよ。
どうぞお受け取りください。
alright, now I want to discuss with further possibilities on Xbox exclusives dropping on PlayStation. Possibly we might be getting like a Gears of War, like Gears of War E-Day slash PlayStation kind of like launch. I say that because if you look in recent rumors in like last year, I've actually found some strange articles that focus around, well, Gears of War E-Day becoming a multi-launch spin-off title, considering that Gears of War has already dropped on, well, I still find it hard to believe that Gears of War has actually gone down. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, screw it. also, I want to discuss the possibility of one more thing. I hope to see, like, Days Gone make its debut back on PlayStation 5, but that's just me. Now, we'll just clear out this camp, and I think we'll be done with today's episode. Alright? That's the last of them. The camp is secure. Now, we'll find out furthermore on the whole state of play as we reach closer to it. I will be doing a episode for an after review to like give you guys my overall rundown of the entire state of play, see how it is, my overall opinion. And of course, if you enjoy my playthroughs and my insight into the gaming industry as well as overall entertainment, please hit that like button and subscribe as we make our way to 500 subscribers. And as always, the archives are always open to all gamers. Thank you and have a good night.